Welcome back everyone to Crypto and More. So today we're going to talk about the worst case scenario and the longest possible time frame before we start seeing an uptrend in the cryptocurrency space. I do have a timestamp if you guys only want to look at specific coins that I will be mentioning in this video. But with that being said, let's jump into the charts. So right now we're going to look at the price of Bitcoin. Most of the coins that I will be talking about have a very similar pattern, which would be this falling wedge pattern. And as you can see, Bitcoin has been respecting this falling wedge since October 15th of 2021. We most likely will get rejected on the second half of the falling wedge, which at the current prices will be around the $40,000 to the $37,000 range. If we do get rejected and we do see that major dump, the worst case scenario would be down here at around the $29,000 range. The $29,000 range would be a critical level and most likely the lowest price that Bitcoin will reach, as we have met major support and resistance in the past ever since January of last year. Most coins don't wait until the very end of the falling wedges before they start breaking out of the trend lines. But as we are talking about the worst case scenario, if Bitcoin does end up breaking above this falling wedge, it would be around the 25th of February. Keep in mind that once we break out of this falling wedge, best case scenario would be for Bitcoin to come down and retest support levels before coin moving up in price. Ethereum has more of a broadening wedge rather than a narrowing wedge, and I do believe that we have already reached the bottom for Ethereum, but for whatever reason, if we do end up falling below this support level, then we might end up seeing Ethereum go down to the $1,900 range, which has met major support and resistance as well. If Ethereum does break out towards the end of the falling wedge, Ethereum would break out around the second half of March. With Cardano, we are currently on the lower half of the falling wedge, and just like Ethereum, I do believe we have already met the bottom for Cardano, which is around the 92-cent range. But again, since we are talking about worst case scenario, if Cardano does break below the support line, then we can see around the 84-cent range, which can be the lowest price for Cardano, but for me, it's very unlikely. Latest time frame for Cardano to break out of this falling wedge would be around the second half of March, similar to Ethereum. As we're moving now to Polkadot, I'm sure you guys noticed by now that we are seeing a very similar pattern through all the cryptos that we've currently talked about. Most of these coins have a very similar time frame, which for me shows that these time frames are probably the most realistic ones. And as I'm giving the worst case scenario, this is also why I do believe that most of these coins and the cryptocurrency space will probably start seeing an uptrend anywhere between February, March. Latest time frame probably be April if it does get extended for whatever reason. With Polkadot, I also do believe that we have reached the bottom. Okay guys, so as I was editing the video, I realized I made a mistake on Polkadot, and instead of saying dollars, I said cents. So just a heads up, you're gonna hear me say cents, but I really meant to say dollars. At around the 15-16 cent mark, but the 14-cent range would probably be the absolute lowest if Bitcoin does end up breaking to the $29,000 range. And then the latest time frame for Polkadot breaking out of this falling wedge would be around the second half of February. The lowest price for Decentraland is going to be around the $1.60 range. The $1.60 range wasn't quite met around October of last year and the most recent dump that we had on the 22nd of January, but we did meet it quite a few times last year on the 17th of April and around May as well. And I know you guys probably are already tired of me saying this, but because it's such a very similar price action on all these coins, you will notice that this falling wedge also ends around the second half of February. With SingularityNET, we have almost met the lowest price, which is at 10 cents, which is right at the last wick that we met at the 21st of June. Although the most prominent trend line, which is this white trend line, ends around the 7th of February, or that first half of February, I do believe in order for us to confirm a true breakout of this falling wedge, we do need a break off of the blue one, which is around the first half of March. Now, the last two coins I'm going to talk about is Chainlink and IOTA. And the reason I saved these two for last is because the time frame off of the falling wedge and symmetrical triangles that they're in ends up ending a lot longer than most of the coins that I talked about. With Chainlink, I do believe that the $13 range is the lowest. If we do end up breaking that support, then the $10 range would be the next level of support, as we have met that as support and resistance in the past. With Chainlink, it does say we're going to break out towards the end of May, but if it follows similar price patterns as the other coins that we talked about, then I do believe that it's going to break out a lot sooner than that. With IOTA, the lowest possible price is going to be around the 57-cent range. Not too far off from the current low that we had in IOTA. And that 57-cent range has been a major support and resistance level since the 8th of August of 2018. Similar to Chainlink, IOTA's worst case scenario is a lot further than most of the other coins that I have mentioned, and that's around the last week of June or sometime in July. And even though the worst case scenario for IOTA is around that time, I do believe that we're going to break out a lot sooner if it does follow the trend of the other coins. Now, if you guys did watch the video all the way through, I'm sure you guys noticed that there's a lot of similarities between these coins. The fact that all these coins have similarities and the fact that these coins have a breakout around the same time frame, this makes me believe that these coins or the cryptocurrency space as a whole will probably start seeing an uptrend around the second half of February or sometime in March. But after watching this video, I'd really like to know what you guys think, so please write your opinion in the comments below. If you guys did find this video informative, please like and subscribe. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you next time. Peace.